My name is Frances Wieland, and I'm 35 years old. A few weeks ago, I finalized my divorce from my husband, Liam. 6 years together, 2 years married, and just like that, it was over, quietly, coldly, without even a final conversation. Looking back, the unraveling didn't start with the separation papers. It started the moment I met Jordan Reyes. Jordan was Liam's best friend from college, the kind of person who enters a room like a spotlight is already on him, loud, dramatic, constantly narrating his own life as if the world were an audience. When we first met, he shook my hand, looked me up and down, and told Liam, "So this is the woman stealing you away from me." He laughed. I didn't. I tried to be polite. Liam insisted Jordan was harmless, just eccentric. I wanted to trust him, so I swallowed every uneasy feeling that crept up my spine. But Jordan had a way of making himself the gravitational center of every situation, pulling Liam toward him and leaving me orbiting outside. The real trouble began during wedding planning. Jordan criticized everything, our colors, our menu, even the music. He kept inserting himself into decisions he had no business being a part of. At first, I brushed it off, thinking it was just typical best man enthusiasm. But then Jordan announced he wanted to walk down the aisle ahead of the wedding party. "I've been there for Liam longer than anyone," he said with a proud little smirk. "It just makes sense." I stared at him, waiting for the punchline. There wasn't one. And worse, Liam didn't shut the idea down. He kept saying, "It's just one small thing, Frances. Let's keep the peace." So Jordan strutted down the aisle at my wedding, like he was auditioning for a slow-motion movie scene. My parents exchanged confused looks. My maid of honor whispered, "What is happening?" And I stood there smiling, pretending this wasn't a gigantic red flag flapping in my face. But I told myself things would settle after the wedding, that Jordan's theatrics would fade, that Liam and I would finally start our life without all the noise. I couldn't have been more wrong. Jordan became even more embedded in our daily lives. Any plans Liam and I made somehow included Jordan. If I suggested a restaurant, Jordan had already given Liam an alternative. If I planned a quiet night, Jordan's name magically appeared on the guest list. Every time I tried addressing it, Liam would defend him. "He's my best friend, Frances. He's sensitive. He needs support." Support. That word became a shield Jordan used every chance he got. Then, one Friday night, Liam and I were preparing tacos, finally ready to enjoy a peaceful evening. The onions were sizzling, the music was low, and for a moment it felt like we were us again. Then the doorbell rang. I heard frantic sobbing, the kind that sounded exaggerated even through the walls. Liam hurried to the door. I wiped my hands and peeked around the corner. Jordan stood there with a duffel bag slung over his shoulder, tears smeared across his face like stage makeup. He grabbed Liam and collapsed against him. "He left me," Jordan choked out. "I can't do this alone. Please don't make me go back." Liam held him tightly, murmuring reassurances. Jordan clung to him like Liam was the only person keeping him alive. Then Liam looked at me with a pleading expression. "Just for a few days?" he asked quietly. Jordan sobbed louder, as if on cue. In that moment, the kitchen warm behind me, the onions burning on the stove, Jordan wrapped around my husband like a desperate child. I felt something shift inside me, something cold, something warning me. Those few days? They were the beginning of the end. Jordan's few days stretched into a week, then two, then a full month, without so much as a hint that he planned to leave. At first, I tried to be patient. I understood breakups could feel like the end of the world. But Jordan didn't just stay with us. He took over our home like it was his personal, emotional rehabilitation center. The guest room that Liam and I kept tidy became a war zone of dirty laundry, makeup wipes, half-eaten snacks, and clothes draped over every surface. Jordan slept at odd hours, waking up at noon, shuffling into the kitchen like a celebrity hungover from his own drama. Some mornings I'd walk in and find the sink overflowing with dishes he'd left behind. Pans crusted with random experiments, sticky mugs, the works. Other times he'd be sprawled across the couch, wrapped in a blanket, watching reality TV at full volume while eating chips straight from the bag. He treated our living room like a set and himself like the star. I tried to give Liam subtle signals. Raised eyebrows, light comments, a soft nudge here and there. But Liam kept saying, "He's hurting, Frances. Let him settle. It's temporary." Temporary. That word lost all meaning after week 3. One evening, I pulled Liam aside. "Babe, we need boundaries. Jordan's not even trying. He's treating this place like a hotel. Liam sighed, hands on his hips. He's not thinking clearly. He just needs time. Time, I repeated. Liam, he's not even cleaning up after himself. He's going through a lot, he insisted. I stared at my husband, wondering if he realized we were also going through a lot. Because of Jordan. The turning point came on a Saturday morning. I went outside to grab my gardening tools. When I stepped into the backyard, I froze. My power drill, wrench, paintbrushes, and half of my organized toolkit were sprawled all over the patio. And there, in the middle of it, sat Jordan, cross-legged on the ground, painting random wooden scraps neon orange. "What are you doing?" I asked, unable to hide my shock. Jordan looked up, unfazed. "Art therapy. My counselor said creativity helps with heartbreak." "You use my tools," I said. He shrugged. "You weren't using them." Something snapped, not loudly, quietly, like a wire inside me finally giving out. I walked straight into the kitchen, where Liam was making coffee. "He has to go," I said. My voice was steady, not angry, just done. "I'm not asking anymore." Liam blinked at me, surprised by how firm I was. "Francis." "No, I've been patient. I've been understanding. But this isn't working. He needs to leave." That afternoon, Liam and I sat down with Jordan. I laid it out gently but clearly. "You've been here for a month. We've supported you. But it's time to find another place to stay." Jordan stared at us as if we'd slapped him. "You're kicking me out?" he gasped. "When I'm at my lowest?" "This isn't about kicking you out," Liam said. "We just need our space back." "Oh, I get it," Jordan hissed. "This is Francis. She's been waiting for this. She never wanted me here." "It's not about wanting you here," I replied. "It's about respecting our home." Jordan stood abruptly, eyes shining with faux tears. "You're choosing her over me. Typical." He stormed out, slamming the door so hard the frame rattled. The house fell silent. For the first time in weeks, the air felt breathable again. Clean, open, ours. I exhaled a long, tired breath. Liam wrapped an arm around me, squeezing gently. "I'm sorry," he whispered. I leaned into him, hoping, praying that Jordan's exit meant we could finally rebuild our routine, rediscover the quiet, reconnect. But deep down, in a place I didn't want to acknowledge yet, I felt it. Jordan wasn't finished with us, not even close. For a while after Jordan left, the house felt lighter, quieter, cleaner. I didn't realize how much space he had consumed until he was finally gone. Liam seemed relieved too, at least for the first few days. We cooked together again, watched movies, fell asleep without hearing someone blasting TV at 3 a.m. But the peace didn't last. It was a Saturday. Liam went to brunch with Jordan, something he hadn't done since the fallout. I didn't love the idea, but I didn't want to be controlling. So I stayed home, planning errands and enjoying the stillness. When Liam returned, he barely said hello. He slipped past me, went straight to the bedroom, and closed the door. I stood in the kitchen with a bag of groceries in my hands, wondering what invisible line I had crossed. All afternoon, Liam avoided me. He answered questions with one-word responses. He barely looked at me. He spent most of the day texting someone, screen angled away from me. By evening, his silence felt like a fog crawling across our entire home. At dinner, he didn't touch his food. He excused himself early and went to bed. When I joined him later, he was curled up on the far edge of the mattress, pretending to be asleep. The next morning, I couldn't take the tension anymore. "Liam," I said, standing in the doorway of what used to be our bedroom. "Talk to me. What's going on?" He didn't answer right away. He sat on the edge of the bed, hands clasped tightly. Finally, he looked up at me with an expression I had never seen before, one part hurt, one part anger, and one part fear. "I need you to be honest," he said quietly. "About what?" I asked, confused. He inhaled shakily. "Were you with someone yesterday?" I blinked, stunned. "What? Liam, I was running errands all day. I wasn't with anyone." He stood and paced the room. "Jordan said he saw you, in your car, in the parking lot near Main Street. He said you were with a man, making out." For a moment, I thought he was joking. The accusation was so absurd I almost laughed, until I saw he meant every word. "Liam," I said slowly, "I was buying groceries, milk, bread, vegetables. You can check the receipts." "He described your car," Liam pressed. "Your jacket. He said he saw the whole thing." "Because I was there," I replied, my voice tightening. "In the parking lot, shopping, alone." Liam stared at me, arms crossed, jaw clenched. Why would Jordan lie? That question hit harder than the accusation itself. Not, "Did you do it?" Not, "Are you sure he didn't misunderstand?" Not even, can we talk this through? Just, why would Jordan lie? As if Jordan were incapable of wrongdoing. As if I were the suspicious one. I felt something inside me fracture. I don't know why he'd lie, I said. Ask him. But I didn't cheat. Liam rubbed his forehead. I don't know what to believe. You don't know what to believe? I repeated softly. You've known me for 6 years, Liam. He looked away. The silence between us said everything. Over the next few days, he moved into the guest room. He started avoiding eye contact, avoiding discussions, avoiding any opportunity for clarity. Every time I tried to talk, he shut down. I need time. I'm not ready. I don't want to fight. Then, one evening, I found him packing a suitcase. Where are you going? I asked, numb. I need space, he said. Real space. I swallowed hard. Liam, please, let's talk about this. He paused only long enough to zip the suitcase. I'll have my lawyer send the separation papers. A few hours later, my phone buzzed. A single message from him. I think it's best if we separate. I'll handle the paperwork. No conversation, no second chance, just a decision made for me. After that, the rumors spread like wildfire. Jordan talked, shared what he saw, added dramatic details. People believed him, because drama is easier to digest than truth. Mutual friends distanced themselves. My coworkers whispered. Even family members asked uncomfortable questions. My marriage collapsed overnight because Liam believed a man who had tried to wedge himself between us for years. And I was left standing in the wreckage, knowing this wasn't the end of it. Because deep down, one chilling truth lingered. Jordan had finally gotten what he wanted. And people like him never stop at just one victory. 2 months passed in a blur of silence, lawyer emails, and nights where the emptiness of my home felt louder than any argument we ever had. I stopped checking my phone for messages from Liam. There were none. He moved out completely, and with him went every trace of the life I thought we had. Then, one Thursday evening, as I sat eating alone at the kitchen counter, my phone buzzed. A number I didn't recognize. Hi, Francis, this is Sophie. I know Jordan lied about you. Can we talk? I stared at the message, unsure whether it was a prank or some twisted attempt at sympathy. Sophie. I vaguely remembered her from a party years ago, one of Jordan's friends. Quiet, observant. My heart thudded hard enough to make my breath catch. I typed back, "What do you mean? What lie?" Her reply came instantly. "About the cheating. I have proof. I think you deserve to see it." The next morning, we met at a small coffee shop downtown. Sophie was already there, anxiously tapping her fingers against her cup. When I sat across from her, she offered a tight smile that didn't hide the guilt in her eyes. "Thank you for coming," she said. "Just tell me what's going on," I replied. Sophie took a breath, then pulled out her phone. "Jordan and I have been friends for years, but after what he said about you, I couldn't stay quiet anymore." She opened her messages and handed me the phone. I scrolled, and felt the blood drain from my face. Jordan. OMG, Liam actually bought it. She didn't even argue. Too easy. Jordan. Told him I saw her making out in her car. His face was priceless. Jordan. Finally broke them up. Honestly, I did him a favor. Sophie, are you serious? Why would you lie about that? Jordan. Because she's controlling. I couldn't stand watching her take over. Jordan. He believes anything I say. It's pathetic, really. Jordan. Now he'll have more time for me. I stopped reading, my hands trembling so hard I almost dropped the phone. Sophie lowered her gaze. I'm sorry. I should have told you sooner. But when he started bragging about it like some twisted achievement, I couldn't let it go. I swallowed, trying to steady my breath. He ruined my marriage. She nodded. He knows, and he doesn't care. I sent the screenshots to myself, thanked her, and walked out with legs that barely felt connected to my body. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I didn't even think. My mind moved with cold clarity. First, I forwarded the screenshots to my lawyer. Then I typed a message to Liam. We need to talk. It's important. His reply came minutes later. What do you want? I have proof Jordan lied. We need to meet. A long silence, then. Fine, tomorrow. The park near my apartment. 2 p.m. The next day, Liam arrived, looking tired and uncertain, like a man who hadn't slept in weeks. He sat on the bench, arms crossed, eyes guarded. What is this about? He asked. I handed him my phone. Read. He took it reluctantly, scrolling slowly, then faster, then stopping altogether. His face went pale. Is this real? He whispered. Yes, I said. Jordan made everything up. He kept staring at the screen, jaw clenched, breathing uneven. He lied the whole time? He laughed about it? He destroyed our marriage, I said quietly. And you let him. Liam looked up at me with a broken expression I had never seen on him before. Francis, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. That's the problem, Liam, I replied. You didn't know, because you didn't even ask. He blinked hard, tears forming. I thought I was doing the right thing. Jordan, he's been part of my life for so long. I trusted him. You trusted him more than your own wife. He put a hand over his face, shoulders shaking. Please, Francis, we can fix this. We'll go to counseling. I'll cut him off. We can make this right. I looked at him, at the man I once loved more than anything, the man who had believed a lie without giving me even a moment of grace. I'm sorry, Liam, I said, voice steady, but this isn't just about Jordan. It's about how little trust you had in me, and once trust breaks, it doesn't come back. He shook his head, desperate. Please, I'll do anything. Just don't leave me. I didn't leave, I said softly. You did. The moment you believed him over me. I stood. Liam grabbed the bench as if holding himself together. He didn't follow me. He didn't call after me. He just sat there, crumbling. I walked away. I didn't look back. Later that night, he sent a long text begging for another chance. I didn't reply. Instead, I forwarded the screenshots to a few mutual friends who had disappeared during the rumors. I didn't add a caption. The truth spoke for itself. Apologies flooded in within hours. But I wasn't interested in repairing friendships that had evaporated so quickly. Jordan's life unraveled too. Word spread fast. People cut him off. The office where he worked started distancing themselves. Eventually, he was fired for interpersonal issues. Sophie told me he spiraled, blaming everyone but himself. Liam moved back in with his parents for a while, trying to rebuild. I heard he asked them through tears how he'd let this happen, how he'd been so blind. But that wasn't my story anymore. My story was the one I rebuilt, quietly, slowly, with pieces of myself I'd neglected. Jordan and Liam lost each other. They lost everyone. They lost everything they tried to twist and control. Me, I walked away with my dignity intact. And for the first time in years, I felt free.